with a video showing you how to repair a defective Slingbox. So if you're having repeated problems with your Slingbox, either freezing or dropping network connection, this video may help you. However, if your Slingbox is under warranty, I urge you not to do what I've done in this video. Call Slingbox support and get their help. So after exhausting all other possibilities, checking your network connection, etc., you can try what we've done here, taking apart your Slingbox and checking the capacitors. However, doing this will void your warranty, so please do not do it if your Slingbox is still under warranty. So the tools you'll need for this are a Phillips screwdriver, a soldering iron, some wire clippers, and some replacement capacitors, which I'll get into more later. First thing you need to do, and I didn't mention this tool in the opening, is get a flathead screwdriver and lift up the pads that are on the four corners of the Slingbox. So just work them up so you can expose the screws. Also, you'll need to slice the label so that the two panels that you see here can come off. Then using a Phillips screwdriver, just unscrew the four screws that are at each corner of the Slingbox. So then just remove the two panels you just loosened. This will expose the circuit board. Now you'll see 5 screws, one there, there, and there. Unscrew those 5 screws. That's a little bit tricky, but you should now be able to work the circuit board out of the plastic casing. So looking at the capacitors, which are the 3 cylindrical objects in this photo, you can tell that 2 of them are slightly bulged at the top, and one of them it's completely level at the top. The 2 blue ones that are bulged are bad. It's possible for capacitors on a circuit board to go bad and the circuit board to still work. It just works less reliably, which is probably what you're witnessing with your Slingbox. So we just need to replace those 2 capacitors. To find some replacement capacitors, you need to look at the 2 numbers listed on the capacitor. The first number is microfarads. And in my case, that number was 470. And you want to find a replacement capacitor that has exactly 470 as a microfarads value. The second number is the voltage, the maximum voltage. So in my case, this number was 16. Because this is a maximum value, it's possible to find a replacement capacitor with a higher voltage number than the one you're replacing. So in my case, I was able to find a 470 microfarad 16 volt replacement capacitor, and I found mine at Fry's Electronics. I'm lucky enough to live in a city that has Fry's. If you don't have a Fry's, you can order these online from digikey.com. That's digikey.com. Then once you get your replacement capacitors in the mail, you're ready to go. So the capacitors have a gray strip on the side, which marks the negative side of the capacitor. So what I'm doing here is I'm marking on the back of the circuit board the negative side of the capacitor so that when I put in the replacement capacitor, I know which way to orient it. Now I want to stress I'm not, by no means a soldering master, which proves just about anybody can make this repair. But what I did was, because it's very difficult to heat both sides of the capacitor at the same time, I would heat one side, rock that side out, then heat the other side, and rock the capacitor the other way, which you can see in this video.
Well, that would be good, but now that people are sifting through the ashes...
So here I'm heating the other side. I was able to rock it to the other side. Now we're going to heat the first side we started on. I'm able to rock it down again, which has completely removed that side. Then just heating the other side again, I'm able to slip the capacitor out. So just repeat the process for the other capacitor to remove it. And this takes a lot longer than this video shows, so don't get frustrated if it doesn't come out quite as easy as how I've edited this video to show it coming out. So with the two bad capacitors out, it's time to put the good capacitor in. So just orient the capacitor, the negative side, with the negative dot that you made on the circuit board earlier. Also, the long side of the capacitor is the positive side, so you'll be putting the positive side in first, making sure it's opposite of the dot for the negative side. So just applying slight pressure and heating the solder, the positive side should slip through. Then heating the other side and applying pressure, the whole thing should slip through, which was hard to see, but it just happened there. So then, getting my solder, I just applied solder to the two sides of the capacitor to make sure the connection was a good connection. So then, using my wire clippers, I just clip the excess wire off of the capacitors. So now just repeat the process for the second capacitor. Here I am applying the solder to make the connections a good solid connection. So we have all three capacitors in place, none with bulging heads, so we're ready to put together the Slingbox. So just put the circuit board back in the casing, and this can be kind of tricky, but you just have to work it until you get it in place. And put your 5 screws back in place. Make sure you use the bigger silver screws, not the smaller black screws. Then taking one panel, reattach each panel to the red Slingbox casing. Next, just screw in the 2 screws. Then just attach the other panel and the 2 screws for that panel. So at this point you're done. You can reattach the 4 pads and then reconnect the Slingbox to your home system, and it should improve the performance of your Slingbox. That concludes this video. I hope it was helpful. For other videos like this, refer to my website.